For the first time in 8 years, OPEC decides to cut back its oil production. So what does that mean for the price of oil? Breaking Bread Soup Kitchen is making sure everyone has a hot meal, even when the nonprofit closes for the holidays. And health officials are now going door to door in Brownsville, Texas, after a woman contracted the Zika virus by a mosquito.
Live from the most watched station in West Texas, you're watching CBS 7 News, the breaking news and weather authority. CBS 7 News at 5 starts now.
All new tonight at 5, just released today. For the first time in 8 years, the world's oil cartel reaches a deal to cut back their oil production. Word of the cut sent oil prices up to nearly $50 a barrel. CBS 7's Amanda DeBerry has been digging on this story today. Amanda, can you tell us how much OPEC is limiting their production?
Jay, after years of trying to prop up energy markets, under a new signed agreement today, OPEC has decided to cut back its oil production by 1.2 million barrels a day. And they're not the only ones. Russia has also agreed to cut back its production by 3,000 barrels a day from its output. The current president of OPEC announced the deal after months of preliminary talk. The oil prices are dependent upon how much storage there is, and OPEC has led the markets for the last couple of years in an effort to keep prices down. Today's deal sent oil prices up more than 10%, the highest it's been in years. Starting in January, OPEC's output would be 32.5 million barrels a day. Now, many of you are wondering how this impact is going to affect West Texans. And tonight at 6, you're going to hear from an oil expert who has that very answer for you. Live in Odessa, Amanda DeBerry, CBS 7 News.
Amanda, thanks very much. By the way, Russia's output 300,000 barrels a day. This may come as no surprise, but West Texas still ranks among the top oil producers in the state. Midland is currently number 2, producing just over 5 million barrels of oil in September. Texas Railroad Commission released the report on Monday. Martin, Upton, and Reeves counties each made the list, producing at least 3 million barrels of oil. Andrews County rounded out the top 10, producing 2.8 million barrels of oil. Even though the day has brought sunshine, you may not want to step out without a coat. Here's a time lapse over the city of Fort Stockton today. Our Weather Authority team is joining us now with a look at these chilly temperatures and also how cold it's going to get. Tom?
Yes, we are looking at, again, a cold start in the morning, but then by the afternoon, temperatures staying cool, but other than a jacket, not too bad is what you're going to need. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we saw this morning. A hard freeze for many locations, especially western, northwestern Permian Basin into southeast New Mexico, even Midland, Odessa, down to 29 this morning, 23 in Alpine. One of the cold spots. We have rebounded a little bit into the lower to mid 50s out there, but you'll need a jacket, sweater, maybe some light gloves coming up this evening as we're going to see those temperatures a little on the chilly side, dropping down into the mid to lower 40s by 10 o'clock tonight. Another light freeze looks to be in the forecast early on Thursday morning, and then we're going to see another shot of cold air and some rain to go along with it coming up for your weekend.
Usually a time where community members come together to support those in need. CBS 7's Julia Thatcher was at one local food kitchen earlier today that has seen an abundance of support from the community to serve more people than they have ever had in the past.
For about 2 weeks in December, Breaking Bread Food Kitchen closes their doors to give their employees much-needed time off. But what happens to people who rely on coming here for a hot meal? About 7 years ago, one of the employees had the idea to give gift cards during the break so that people and families can still get a hot meal.
Without a real meal, how are you going to go to a job interview? How are you going to do well in school as a child? People need food. It's part of our daily thing to survive, and that's what we're doing, is giving that daily meal to them.
This year their goal was $17,000, but with community support they were able to surpass that goal and raise $25,000. Tonight at 6, we'll tell you just how many people they think they'll be able to help and how those people are selected. In Midland, Julia Thatcher, CBS 7 News.
Julia, thanks. HEB Feast of Sharing is calling for volunteers. You are invited to join HEB in preparing and serving over 5,000 delicious traditional Thanksgiving meals. The dinner is free and open to anyone who would like to attend. It's Friday, December 9th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Ector County Coliseum, Barns E and F. To sign up, you can call Keep Odessa Beautiful or go online to www.keepodessabeautiful.org/Feast of Sharing. The Odessa Police Department asking for your help this afternoon in tracking down a missing woman. Officials say 48-year-old Bobby Jo Knight was last seen on September 1st. We're told Knight was leaving her home in the 4600 block of North Dixie with her boyfriend, 33-year-old Michael Hurt. Hurt is considered to be a person of interest in the disappearance. Anyone with information on Knight's whereabouts should call Odessa Police or Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers number is 333-TIPS. A piece of art was taken from an art gallery in Alpine. Now police are looking to get the work of art back. The piece was last seen at the Catchlight Art Gallery on West Holland Avenue in Alpine. If you have any information on the robbery, you are urged to call the department at 837-3486 or contact them through Facebook or Twitter. Howard County Crime Stoppers need your help in finding a few stolen items. They say a 2006 Jayco trailer was taken from a home in the southeast part of the city. Picture on the screen shows the trailer being driven away by the burglar's truck. Officials are also looking for a yellow Hustler Brand Zero turn mower that was taken from another home in southwest Big Spring. If you have any information on either of these robberies, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers in Big Spring at 263-TIPS. Officials with the Pecos-Barstow-Toyah School District sending out a warning of a scam. On their Facebook page, they ask residents to be aware of a woman named Amber using an 817 area code calling businesses in Pecos for money. The woman claims to be raising funds for the district. Officials want to let everyone know they have not authorized this fundraiser of this kind and to stay alert. Monahans Sandhill State Park officials are warning visitors about javelinas. According to their Facebook page, javelinas have visited the park headquarters, in fact, for the past few weeks. They say if you want to observe them, do so at a safe distance. They say, like any wild animal, they can be dangerous if they feel cornered or pressured. The hundreds of arrests this month, hundreds of arrests during the months of protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline in North Dakota have created an unprecedented burden for the state's court system. Police have made nearly 575 arrests since August. State Court Administrator Sally Holiva says there aren't enough judges, lawyers, and clerks to handle the workload. The state judicial system will ask the legislature next year for an additional $1.5 million to cover protest-related costs. Holiva says the sheer volume of cases also raises concerns about the defendant's rights to a speedy trial and due process. Health officials are going door to door in the Texas neighborhood of a woman who is believed to be the first person to contract the Zika virus by getting bitten by a mosquito in Texas. Officials are offering to test the woman's neighbors in Brownsville, which is on the border with Mexico, and they are also educating them about how to fight the spread of the disease. But experts say they don't expect big outbreaks in the U.S. like those that have happened in parts of Latin America and the Caribbean. Now here's a look at some of the most read stories on CBS7.com today. After a woman is caught stealing by Walmart employees, she runs away, leaving her 12-year-old son behind. Take a look at 39-year-old Carlina Miller. Officials say that she left the store with some of the items and then took off. As we said, they're leaving her son behind. She did get away and leave the scene. She was later arrested for abandoning a child. The boy was released to a family member. An injured 3-year-old little girl who was somehow forgotten and left behind in a wrecked vehicle at the scene of a crash. Now the internal investigation of the Odessa Fire Rescue, which responded, concluded they did nothing wrong. After interviewing his men and looking over the crash report, Fire Chief Roger Boyd came to the conclusion that his crew did what they should have done based on information that was told of them on the scene of the crash at Highway 385 and Loop 338. Although no willful misconduct or negligent actions were found, Odessa Fire Rescue says they will be sure to inspect each vehicle thoroughly following a crash, whether minor or severe. And an Odessa tattoo parlor is offering discounts on tattoos and piercings for toy donations. According to Black Cat, they will have several pre-drawn designs for those making donations to choose from. Receipts for the toys must be brought in and shown in order to get the credit. Still to come here at 5 o'clock, a new feature on Netflix will allow you to watch your favorite show wherever you go without using data. We'll explain in just a moment.
This CBS 7 News segment is brought to you by Subway, Eat Fresh, and by Chevrolet. See your Permian Basin Chevy dealers today.
The Obama administration says low-income families spend twice as much as higher-income families on buying diapers. They say it's a need that can go unnoticed, but the White House is stepping in and connecting private companies and nonprofits to help provide millions of diapers to families in need. CBS News' Danielle Nottingham reports from Orange, California on the so-called diaper gap.
Yes, you're excited, huh?
Clara Gayton says the $75 a month she spends on diapers stretches her budget to the limit.
My husband makes pretty good money. I make, pretty good money, and it still disappears.
The White House estimates low-income families like Gayton's spend 14% of their salary on diapers. There's no federal aid for buying them, and families often have limited internet access to find deals online or live far from big box stores to buy in bulk.
It's hard to go to your local grocery store and expect to get a $5 pack of diapers. That's not realistic.
So Gayton turned to Clear Charity in Orange County for help. She buys diapers here for half the wholesale price. The White House launched the community diaper program this past spring because nearly 1 in 3 American families struggle to afford them. The Cuties brand is making diapers with a simpler design. An online discounter, Jet.com, is selling them at no profit with free shipping to community organizations. The program expects to help provide 10 million diapers this year alone. Gayton says it's a problem that needs more attention.
Many people don't know because many people don't want to talk about it.
Because diapers are a necessity for babies and their parents. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Orange, California.
Your next long-haul flight just got more interesting. Netflix will now allow users to watch shows offline. Today, Netflix announced that members now have the option to download movies and shows to watch offline later. This means you could finally watch a new season of Stranger Things or Bloodline while you're on a flight or stuck in a subway away from Wi-Fi or cell signal. The feature is free with all Netflix memberships. Members will want to make sure that they have the most recent Netflix app on their device to access the new download button. Donald Trump's election has not been good news for Tiffany. Sales at his flagship store on Fifth Avenue in New York City are down. It's next to Trump Tower, home of the president-elect. There have been protests outside of the building, and streets and sidewalks have been blocked off by extra security, making it hard for shoppers to get inside the store. After the break, we're going to talk weather. A cool one today across the basin. Looks like more cold weather is on the way as we get closer to the weekend. We'll get an update. Weather Authority Tom Tieferteller takes a look at your forecast. But first, here's a look at today's closing bell report on CBS 7 News. Futures price of oil climbed today over $4, resting at $49.44. The posted price of oil closed at $45.75, and natural gas was up 4 cents, closing at $3.35.
Well, welcome back. We are going to be looking at some chilly mornings the next couple of days, but also more clouds, a possibility of rain showers back in our forecast too later on in the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the weather almanac for today. The weather headlines, I should say, is we're going to see another sunny and cool day. Morning, we could see a little bit in the way of some freezing temperatures. Then on Friday, here come the clouds, here come the showers in the forecast late in the day. And by Sunday, we're going to see a big change in our forecast. Cloudy, breezy, and rainy conditions. Not the best of weekends coming up. Right now, sunny skies area-wide. Our live iCam monitor all across West Texas showing you, again, lots of sunshine. Big Spring, Andrews, Odessa, Midland, down towards Pecos, Fort Stockton, Alpine, and Presidio this afternoon. A little bit closer in inspection on Fort Stockton. The cloud-free skies right now where we're seeing 56 degrees, just a light east-northeasterly wind at 6 miles an hour. So not a lot going on out there across the area. Just some nice, quiet, late November weather as we wrap up, again, the month of November. Looking at temperatures across the state. Cool stuff's back here in West Texas. Even Dallas getting in on that behind this front. 59 right now. Also not too bad across portions of southeast, South Texas, where they're dealing with a lot less in the way of humidity right now and some nice temperatures. And then back across portions of the mountains of New Mexico, spot of snow here and there. Albuquerque right now looking at 40 degrees. Now most of the thunder shower activity has been in the form of severe thunderstorms across the southeast U.S. Numerous tornado reports last night from Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia into Tennessee. That's what we're seeing this afternoon, but that's not affecting Texas, New Mexico, as we're seeing cloud-free skies for the most part. Once again, just waiting on that next storm system to bring us some changes, and it looks like that's going to start to happen as we move in towards Friday. Let's take a look at that Futurecast forecast and show you the quiet conditions are going to hang around, but then we're going to start to see some of this Gulf moisture start to move back on, some south winds and making its way in. Early Friday morning, may see a shower or two in the forecast as this next storm system, at least the first part of it, starts to roll into the area. That's going to kick off more showers, maybe a steady moderate rain in the forecast coming up by Friday afternoon before we see another shot of colder air roll in and bring some changes to our forecast. So this evening we are going to be looking at those temperatures into the mid-40s out there. So have a jacket ready across the areas. We are going to be looking at the clear skies. And again, overnight tonight, a light freeze in the forecast for parts of West Texas. So take those freeze precautions really area-wide from the Davis Mountains north into the Trans-Pecos Permian Basin, as we are going to see some chilly starts. The rain showers increase coming up on Friday, then off and on rain, cloudy skies, and cold conditions on the way for Saturday. Fortunately, it will stay above freezing there coming up Saturday, and a few showers hanging on for Sunday, so not the best of weekends for outdoor shopping, Christmas decorating, things like that.
Tree lighting, parade,
Yeah,
it could be a mess.
We got all things going on. Odessa, tree lighting tomorrow. Looks great.
Okay.
We're going to see some cool conditions with that, but then Saturday for Midland, you're going to have the umbrellas ready.
Okay. All right, Tom, thanks very much. Still ahead here at 5 o'clock, the financial toll of not getting enough sleep and new research about smoking and your heart. We'll be right back.
Your family's health is brought to you by First Med of Midland.
In today's health news, hopefully you didn't do too much damage on your wallet on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but what about your wrists? As Graham Olkins explains, all of that online shopping can actually be painful.
Americans set a record this week. Monday was the biggest online shopping day ever in our history. So far this month, we've spent almost $40 billion just through our computers, phones, and tablets. But all that clicking and typing can come with another cost.
Patients are getting awakened in the middle of the night and their hand is tingling and it feels funny, and I'll say they shake it like that.
Dr. Brian Kozar is an orthopedic surgeon at Ochsner Medical Center. He said carpal tunnel syndrome can flare up if you're not using the computer properly. The carpal tunnel is a narrow passageway at the base of your hand. Overuse or misuse can cause swelling that narrows the tunnel and pinches your nerve.
If the pad's down lower, where you're more like so, that's a better ergonomic position than if you're typing like that.
The keyboard should be at or slightly lower than your elbows. Use a pad to help keep your wrists level and straight.
You can also try this contraption. It's a vertical mouse that takes pressure off of the wrist. You don't have to grip it like a normal mouse. Instead, you move it with your elbow.
If you've lost strength in your hand or have consistent tingling and numbness, make an appointment with your doctor.
A simple splint like this keeps people from hyperflexing their wrist at night after they go to sleep. So if they are suffering from early carpal tunnel symptoms, it keeps their wrist straight.
Other options are steroid injections or anti-inflammatory medication. Extreme cases may require a 20-minute outpatient procedure to relieve the pressure. That will stop nerve damage from getting worse, but cannot reverse damage that's already been done. Graham Olkins, WAFB 9 Healthline.
The use of syringe or needle exchanges has contributed to significant drops in the rates of HIV. Those are the findings of a new report from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. The decline in HIV cases is specific to African American and Latino drug users. Both groups saw at least a 50% drop in the rate of HIV diagnoses between 2008 and 2014. All smokers are at risk for a heart attack, but a new study suggests younger ones may be especially vulnerable. Research in the journal Heart shows smokers under the age of 50 have more than 8 times the risk of a major heart attack as non-smokers. And another reason Americans should get more sleep, a new report out finds lack of sleep among workers in the U.S. costs the economy up to $411 billion a year. Researchers say lower productivity and higher risk of death from sleep deprivation have a big impact on the economy. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up at 5:30.
Hi, Lan and Lisa. Tonight on the CBS Evening News, 5 are dead and dozens hurt as at least 13 tornadoes rip across Alabama and Tennessee, where they're headed next. Plus, the hunt is on for a killer mountain lion in California. And feeling sluggish? Why lower productivity isn't the only thing lack of sleep could be costing you. Tonight on the CBS Evening News, right after 11 News at 5. Lisa and Lynn.
Not sure who Lisa and Lynn are, but Tom and I are here. And I tell you what, the weather is going to be nice tomorrow for tree lighting in Odessa, but some changes coming by the weekend.
Yeah, things are going to stay cool, but then we'll see the clouds gather coming up on Friday, and it looks like a rainy weekend on the way with plenty of showers in the forecast.
All right, Tom, thanks. CBS Evening News is up next. We'll see you at 6.